So the term reverse dieting came about to describe the nutritional approach taken by competitors post-show to effectively build their metabolisms back up from weeks or sometimes months of aggressive dieting. When you are consistent with a calorie deficit for a prolonged period of time, your body will make subtle changes to your internal mechanisms. This is what's known as metabolic adaptation. Sometimes referred to as the starvation response, not to be confused with starvation mode, which isn't really a thing, by the way. To better understand reverse dieting, we need to first take a look at what makes up your metabolism and what metabolic adaptation actually is. So, metabolic adaptation is a term used to describe certain physiological factors that occur when dieting. These physiological factors are effectively what your metabolism is made up of. When someone says they have a slow metabolism, it would be one, or most likely a combination of the following. Number one is your BMR, basal metabolic rate. This will decline as you diet. So your BMR is the amount of calories you need for bodily functions. For example, brain function, digestion, involuntary muscle contractions, etc. Basically, how many calories you would need if you laid in bed all day and did absolutely nothing. Although this can drop, out of all of them, it's probably the one that is least affected. So number two is your NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. This will also drop. NEAT refers to the amount of energy expended for everything we do that is not sleeping, eating, or sports like exercise. For example, walking up the escalator, typing, fidgeting, mowing the lawn, Actually, that is voluntary. This is actually the biggest factor that will cause a drop in your TDE, total daily energy expenditure. We inherently get lazier when we diet, which makes sense as the body is trying to preserve energy. So number three is EAT, which is exercise activity thermogenesis. This also takes a hit. As you get smaller, lighter, you don't require as much fuel. Your metabolism also adapts to make you more efficient, reducing the number of calories you burn through movement, resulting in less energy out. Number four, so exercise becomes more difficult because you have less available energy, leading to less calories burnt. However, this is not always the case. A lot of my competitors actually report increases in strength in the dieting phase, but I put that down to clever programming and non-restrictive nutritional protocols. Plus, it's generally volume training that becomes more challenging as calories drop. So number five is your digestion slows down, also referred to as a drop in TEF, the thermic effect of food. The less food you have going in, the less digestion needs to occur, therefore the less calories your digestive tract needs. Also, the digestion process itself slows down so the body can extract as many nutrients as possible from the food intake. So metabolic adaptation works in both ways. If you increase your calories gradually, which reverse dieting is, your body will adapt in the other direction. This is what's known as adaptive thermogenesis, which basically means your body wastes calories as heat. So when done properly, reverse dieting provides several metabolic benefits. Your BMR rises, resulting in more energy out. Your workout capacity increases thanks to more available energy, also increasing energy out. Your NEAT increases because you're less of a lazy waste of space now. You're eating more, you have more energy, so are more willing to get off your ass and actually move. And digestion returns to normal, so your GI tract is no longer squeezing every bit of sustenance from every micro food particle like it was when you were dieting. So, therefore, decreasing energy in. Some research suggests that the time your metabolism takes to fully recover from dieting is roughly proportionate to the amount of time you spend dieting. So if you were dieting for 20 weeks into a show, you would need roughly 20 weeks for your metabolism to properly recover. Another factor that will influence your recovery time is how hard you had to diet and how low you had to drop your calorie intake. The lower you took your calories and the longer you spent in that period of low calories, the longer your recovery period will be. In my own experience as a comp prep coach, there have been plenty of times where I have initiated a calorie deficit for a client and have not had to make many further deficit drops during their prep, only manipulating expenditure and training volume to bring their condition in for the stage. On the other hand, I have had clients who I've had to take to bare minimal calories, between 7 to 9 calories per pound of body weight, which is my threshold limit, for a period of time to get them stage ready. I think it goes without saying that in these examples, the clients who I have had to take to bare minimal calories had to be a lot more careful in their reverse dieting protocol than the clients who made minimal changes to their calorie deficit, purely because the levels of metabolic adaptation occurring between these two sets of clients was dramatically different. So in summation, and the main points you should really take from this video are, Number 1, metabolic adaptation will occur when you diet. There is no getting away from it. But to what extent will be dependent on how low you have to take your calories and for how long you have to run that deficit for. Number 2, the length of your reversal dieting protocol should be roughly about the same as your time of dieting. Number 3, if you did not drop calories much at all and you had a fairly easy prep or dieting phase, then you might just be able to get away with increasing your calories 10 to 20% and holding them there without the need for a stringent reverse dieting protocol. And number 3, when planning your reverse diet, understand the maintenance calories, your maintenance calories, will have changed from when you started your diet. For example, if your maintenance calories were about 2,500 at the start of your diet and your lowest calorie intake dropped to 1,500 during your prep, your new maintenance will be roughly around the 1,800 to 1,900 calories. So when planning your reversal calories, this needs to be taken into account. And generic calorie calculators will not work. An easy way to plan your reversal calories is to initiate your reverse protocol with the calories you're on around about 2 weeks out from your show, if you weren't competing, 2 weeks out from the end of your dieting phase. Your goal would be to add around about 150 to 200 calories every 10 to 14 days and see how your body adapts. When you make a calorie increase, you should notice your weight increase initially, then drop back and stabilize. This is a good indication your body has adapted to the new calorie intake. You should then give it around about 5 to 7 days before initiating another calorie increase. This would equate to around about 1,000 calories increase over 12 weeks, which in this example would bring the client back up to around about their old maintenance. I always advise to increase calories through increasing the main macro you dropped in your dieting phase. For example, if you dropped carbs mainly during your dieting phase, during your prep, that should be the main macronutrient you use to increase your calories during your reversal period. Remember, I'm just giving you recommendations here and your experience might differ due to a few variables. But just be sure to take things slowly, track your progress so you know when you can initiate your calorie increases, and try to be as varied in your nutrition as possible. If you like that, please like and share, and as always, follow me for more.